This is Dr. Konrad Zimski. Destiny is a go.
Now what the hell is Destiny?
It's a device. Deep Earth Seismic Trigger Initiative. D-E-S-T-I-N-I. Destiny. We had reason to believe that our enemies were building a weapon that could generate targeted seismic events. They would be able to create massive earthquakes under our territory. No way of telling who did it. So, we built one too. MAD. Mutually Assured Destruction. A perfect acronym if ever there was one.
Beautiful.
They built it first. I built it better. I beamed high-powered electromagnetic energy waves down deep Earth fault lines, and you know.
Parking lot out here. Just tell them. Oh my God.
What is it, sweetheart?
It's okay. Some of these things happen all the time.
Let's go. 2,000 blackbirds fell from the sky off Wynwood Drive, covering about a mile, leaving quite the mess to clean up. THV's Katharina Yancey has the details on our top story from the Information Center. Katharina?
Ashley, folks I spoke with initially thought the birds were poisoned because they're what they call a nuisance around this time every year. But they are surprised to hear it's more of a mystery.
Millions every night. You look up at the sky, it's just black. So, and then last night about 10:30, I come out here and seen a bird drop.
In a matter of hours on New Year's Eve, thousands of birds fell from the sky to their death. The mystery is unraveling like scenes from a movie. Dozens of U.S. Environmental Service crews spent the day picking up the birds, walking between homes and climbing on people's roofs with protective hazmat suits and breathing masks.
Nobody knows. You know, I asked these guys who was out here picking them up, and they don't seem to know anything. Nobody knows.
I'm David Icke from England. I went through an extraordinary series of what you might call paranormal experiences, not that they were, 20 years ago in 1990 and 89, and basically the veil lifted. And I saw the world in a completely different way. And I started on a journey of research, which has led me over 20 years to a very obvious conclusion that this world is controlled by very, very few people behind the people we think are in power. And they have a very, very malevolent agenda for humanity as a whole, who to them are nothing more than cattle. Now, all these connections have to be kept from people so that we behave and perceive the world and everything in the way that suits the control system. So any awakening, any opening of the mind to see things that people didn't see before is a real big problem for the conspiracy, for the manipulators. And what we're seeing now, as more and more people are awakening, is almost a panic-stricken attempt to put the lid on this, to dumb people down.
But these individuals don't really have any fear of us. Well, they do have fear of us to the extent that they know if we were awakened what we could do.
I'm deeply troubled that a very vague, emotionally stated, semi-theologically defined diagnosis of the central global menace is obscuring our national ability to comprehend the historically unprecedented challenge which is being posed in our time by a massive global political awakening, and thus is obstructing our ability to deal effectively with the global political turmoil that this awakening is generating.
So that their motive of why they would want to dumb down people is also highly practical. Remember, these people are very, very practical. They may be evil, but they're also very practical. They know that you don't want a massive, intelligent, free-thinking, self-aware, proactive, deeply concerned, spiritually empowered people. That's the worst threat that they can imagine. So it's very practical for them to keep people, you know, what do they call it? One leash for one neck. Everybody in a complete sense of consent, with the illusion that they're independent.
With the new Madrid fault systems. So FEMA is out there planning for a national level exercise of a pretend, unquote, quote unquote event, okay? It looks like with all these orders they're placing for this emergency material, all this money, we're talking $500 million at least, if not more, they're spending on supplies. Why? If it's all pretend, okay? It's not looking so pretend anymore.
C. Were you not assigned at one time to work on plans for the continuity of government in the event of a major disaster?
Mr. Chairman.
I believe that question touches upon a highly sensitive and classified area, so may I request that you not touch upon that, sir.
I was particularly concerned, Mr. Chairman, because I read in Miami papers and several others that there had been a plan developed by that same agency, a contingency plan in the event of emergency that would suspend the American Constitution. And I was deeply concerned about it and wondered if that was the area in which he had worked.